Hey, good morning, Cody and Donna. So there's quite a few schools that are still returning to class today. Let's start off on the Kansas side of the metro. Those schools are going to include Baldwin City, Brown County, Hiawatha, Jayhawk, and McLeod. So St. Agnes Catholic School and St. Anne Catholic School are going to all go back to school today. Kindergarten through 7th and 9th graders in the South Brown County School District will also be returning. Taking you to the other side of the state line in Missouri, the Barstow School, Frontier School of Innovation, and University Academy will all be returning to class today. So Cody, you mentioned Lee Summit schools are not going back until next Wednesday, the 21st. So that means we've got about a week to get everything all set up, situated, good to go. I want to go ahead and bring in Tony, the transportation director for Lee Summit schools. You're out here bright and early. This is not early for you. You're used to these early morning hours.
Absolutely. We're here from about 4 in the morning to about 5:30 or 6 p.m. each day.
So it wasn't really pulling his arm to make him come join us this early on First News, but we're out here talking about school buses, school routes, getting kids ready to go. We've talked to districts that are dealing with a school bus driver shortage. Is that the situation for Lee Summit this year?
We need about 13 drivers, and we have about 10 aid openings right now. We would love to have more, but we are absolutely doing okay.
And the big question is, what makes driving for Lee Summit, better than driving for another school district? Why should people consider coming here to learn to drive a school bus, and why drive a school bus?
Absolutely. We absolutely have the best school district in the area. We have some amazing people. The support staff from our district office is amazing. Our training program is really easy. You don't have to have a commercial driver's license. We can train you in about 3 weeks to get your license to be a certified bus driver.
And I've heard I might even get some training today. So if that's any incentive for you to stick around for First News, that might be it. We're going to check in with you throughout the morning, Tony.
Absolutely.
So thank you. And I want to thank you for spending your mornings with us here on First News, because we're going to be getting you ready to go back to school for the remainder of the month. We've got a couple more Kansas school districts reporting for duty tomorrow and Monday. And then the big back-to-school rush for Missouri begins next week. We're going to help celebrate the new school year with all of those students throughout the week right here on First News starting at 4:30. Cody, Donna, I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
Is live right now in the Summit with a look at our traffic. Still raining out there, Jamie?
Hey, good morning, Donna. Yes, sadly still rainy, but here's the good news. Rain does not appear to be a problem when it comes to the morning drive. As we take a look at your first alert traffic, fairly quiet, all things considered. We've got a report of a stalled vehicle on I-35 southbound near Gardner Road, but really not going to be much of a factor for drivers throughout the rest of the morning. News Shepherd 9's Johnny Rollins and I are going to keep you posted on your first alert traffic, let you know if there's any issues. Johnny will join us starting at 6 a.m., but I'll be here from Lee Summit bringing you all the updates when it comes to your first alert traffic. Cody, Donna, I'll send it back to you. You from Lee Summit sharing what the district is doing to make sure they're ready to go with all their bus routes. Morning, Cody and Donna. I'm on one of the school buses in Lee Summit. This is going to be a welcome sight to a lot of kids, maybe a not as welcome sight, but we know several school districts are returning to school today. I want to read you through the list here, starting off on the Kansas side of the metro. We've got Baldwin City, Brown County, Hiawatha, Jayhawk, and McLeod all returning to school today. St. Agnes Catholic School and St. Anne Catholic School are all returning today. Kindergarten through 7th and 9th graders in the South Brown County School District are returning. And let's take you over to Missouri, where the Barstow School, Frontier School of Innovation, and University Academy will all return to class today. So we are here on the Missouri side. We're in Lee Summit, where they do not return until next Wednesday. So that means there's plenty of time to get things ready, and we're hanging out with the Transportation Department today. And Rob McLeod, you are here. You are one of the many people who is hiring bus drivers, bus aides. Let's talk about those different positions and what it is that you were hiring for this week.
Sure. At the present time, we're looking at hiring about 10 bus aides, bus drivers. That's continuous, and both of them are continuous all the time. So we're constantly hiring all year round, and right now we're almost up to par. We just need a few more.
And so what is different about a bus aide? Because that's a term I feel like I haven't heard a lot of. Typically, we just hear bus drivers. We know they need the CDL to get around. What is a bus aide?
Sure. Basically, what that entails is it's special care and more individualized that's why we're on a smaller bus today, so that we can give that special care and the extra attention to our children coming on, because we do kindergarten all the way through special needs, all the way up to adulthood. So yeah, we take care of all that.
And one thing I did want to point out while we are on this bus is you look around. First off, there is air conditioning, which is nice. But I want Vic to kind of show us, we have seat belts all over these school buses. They are intense looking seat belts. Can you explain why?
Sure. This is just our normal seatbelt because we use them both for regular students without special needs and then special needs. These are what we call innovative. So this, we buckle them in right here and then tie this in. They'll seat right here. We always try to keep them close to the window. So, and then our bus monitor stays in the back, and so that they could individualize and give them the special attention that they need.
We're going to continue to check back in with you, Rob, throughout the morning here on KMBC 9 and on KCWE First News. But we do want to share, because it is back to school, that this year for the kickoff, the Kansas City schools are just doing something special to celebrate teachers in the district and educators who are just going above and beyond. Tonight is the 6th Annual Excellence in Education Awards. They will be giving out more than $200,000 in awards to Kansas City teachers, school leaders, administrators, and support staff. It's courtesy of School Smart KC and the Kansas City Royals Foundation. There's a ceremony tonight at Kauffman Stadium's Diamond Club. That's going to start at 6 o'clock. And it is back to school season for college students as well. Today is move-in day for students at Washburn University in Topeka. It's an annual tradition just to mark the start of the new school year as students return to campus. University faculty as well as staff will be on campus today to help students move in. As for our other local colleges, residence halls at K-State opened up yesterday, and new student orientation starts today at KU and Lawrence. Move-in days are next Thursday and Friday. And at Mizzou, move-in days started yesterday. In Columbia, it's the same with UMKC. At Rockhurst in Kansas City, first-year students move in a week from tomorrow, while returning students move in next Saturday. Make sure you stay with KMBC 9 News for all of your back-to-school coverage all month long. So today we're taking a closer look at the efforts to hire more school bus drivers, to go into what it takes to keep kids safe as they're traveling to and from school. We're going to be sharing all the details that you need to know throughout the morning right here on First News, and every day on First News for the remainder of the month. We're bringing you your back-to-school coverage starting at 4:30. Cody, Donna, we're going to send it back to you. That's exactly right, Cody. Good morning to you. Good morning, Donna. And part of what's going in behind me is a lot of preparation for school buses. We know there's going to be a lot of kids riding the bus in other districts this morning. Let's give you the breakdown of who's returning to school, starting off on the Kansas side of the metro. Students returning to school include those going to Baldwin City School District, Brown County, Hiawatha, Jayhawk, and McLouth. St. Agnes Catholic School and St. Anne Catholic School will also be returning to school today. Kindergarten through 7th and 9th graders in the South Brown County School District will also be returning, while in Missouri, the Barstow School, Frontier School of Innovation, and University Academy are all returning to class. So we know there's a lot of kids heading back to school. Like you mentioned, Cody, here at Lee Summit, they're not returning to class until next Wednesday. So I want to go ahead and bring in Scott. You are the Assistant Director of Transportation here for Lee Summit Schools. Bittersweet when you think about next week because you have a kindergartner starting at school, but we're out here today to recruit more school bus drivers. Aside from just a CDL license, what goes into becoming a school bus driver? What do you look for?
So obviously you got to be 21 years old. That's the law requirement. But basically we just look for people who enjoy being around kids. Enjoying driving is actually important as well. You get a lot of freedom as a bus driver, and you actually get paid to go play with kids. So it's a fun job.
So we've talked a lot over the years just about different school districts needing to hire more bus drivers. There's been shortages. You guys aren't dealing with that. You just need a few more just to make sure if someone calls out sick, you're covered. But one of the things I want to ask you is you have experience being a bus driver. What was that like, and why would you encourage someone to sign up for this?
Actually, it's probably the most fun job I've ever had. I literally got paid to go play with kids. I mean, that's doesn't get any better than that. It was, I mean, they say some of the funniest things, and you get, the neat little rewards, or when they make a picture or something for you and says, best bus driver ever, and it's all misspelled. That's the best thing. It stays in the refrigerator still, so it's a lot of fun.
Well, we're excited to hopefully see some more people signing up to be a bus driver. Coming up in our next half hour, we're going to break down some of the benefits you can get if you sign up to be a bus driver here in the Lee Summit School District. We do want to share that there are a few more schools returning on the Kansas side of the metro tomorrow and on Monday and next week. That is when the big push for back to school happens in Missouri. Right here on First News, we're going to be breaking down all of the exciting back to school coverage for you every day next week, starting at 4:30. Cody, Donna, I'm going to send it back to you.
All right, Jamie.
If you're getting ready to roll to school, we are here in Lee Summit talking to the Transportation Department, learning everything you need to know if you want to become a bus driver. Hi, Donna, Cody, good morning. That's exactly right. You probably see all the lights and pretty much everything going on this school bus. That's because the transportation department is doing some training right now ahead of school next week. We know as active as it is here at the bus barn, it is pretty active on the other side of the state line as more schools continue to head back to class today. Let's give you the full rundown of who's returning to school today, starting off in Kansas. It's going to be Baldwin City, Brown County, Hiawatha, Jayhawk, and McLeod. St. Agnes Catholic School and St. Anne Catholic School are also going back today. Kindergarten through 7th and 9th graders in the South Brown County School District will also be returning. And in Missouri, the Barstow School, Frontier School of Innovation, and University Academy are also going to be returning to school. So as you mentioned, Cody and Donna, here in Lee Summit, they're not returning to class until next week. So that means there's still some time to hire some more bus drivers. They don't say they're dealing with the shortage, but rather they just want to make sure they have enough drivers so they can supplement if someone calls out sick, or they just want to make sure they've got more than enough. So I'm joined this morning by a bus driver who started off as a bus aide. Now tell me, you worked your way up in the transportation department here in Lee Summit. Was it easy to learn how to drive a bus?
I would say it was very smooth learning how to drive a bus. The transportation department, along with the training department, they made it very smooth, swift to get equipped for the school year for driving a school bus. So yeah, I would have to say it was pretty easy to learn to drive a school bus.
And Tahani, what's really special about getting to talk to you is you were actually named at Lee Summit Support Staff of the Year, Support Professional. What does it mean to you to have that title, and why do you think you earned that title this past year?
Honestly, it's an honor to be awarded with the Support Professional of the Year. Just being able to support your kids physically, emotionally, it has been not an easy ride, but definitely one that I've learned to love throughout the school year. So it means the world to me to be able to do that for your kids. And yeah.
And we appreciate you spending the morning with us, and we hope you have a great first day back to school. We do want to mention, if you're interested in becoming a bus driver here in Lee Summit, they will pay and train you to get your CDL license. You'll receive all the same benefits that Lee Summit staff receive here in the school district. So we know there's a lot going on when it comes to back to school, and we want to let you know that as the new school year kicks off, School Smart KC is going to be doing something to help support all the educators in the city. They are celebrating the 6th annual Excellence in Education Awards. It's happening tonight. They're going to be giving out more than $200,000 in awards to Kansas City teachers, school leaders, administrators, and support staff. It's courtesy of School Smart KC and the Kansas City Royals Foundation. There's going to be a celebration happening tonight. That ceremony will be at Kauffman Stadium's Diamond Club. It all starts at 6 o'clock. And so it's not just back to school for all the school districts here in the area. It's also going to be back to school for colleges as well. We know one school that is returning today is going to be Washburn University in Topeka. It is move-in day for students there. An annual tradition just to mark the start of the year and welcome students back. University faculty and staff are going to be on campus to help students move in today. And as for our other local colleges, residence halls at K-State opened yesterday, and new student orientation starts today. At KU in Lawrence, move-in days are next Thursday and Friday, while at Mizzou, move-in days started yesterday in Columbia. Same deal with UMKC at Rockhurst in Kansas City. First-year students move in a week from tomorrow, while returning students will move in next Saturday. So make sure you stay with KFBC 9 News for all of your back-to-school coverage all month long. Today, we're taking a closer look at the effort to recruit more bus drivers here in Lee Summit, while next week, Missouri's public schools start to head back. We're going to have you covered here on First News every weekday morning, starting at 4:30. For now, we're going to go ahead and send it back to you, Cody and Donna.
Jamie.
Behind the scenes ahead of time.
That's exactly right, Cody. Good morning. There's a lot of work being done to train up new bus drivers, make sure they're ready for the first day of school. But let's go ahead and break down for you who's actually returning to class today, because like you mentioned, it's not Lee Summit. So let's start off on the Kansas side of the metro. We've got Baldwin City, Brown County, Hiawatha, Jayhawk, and McLeod all returning today. St. Agnes Catholic School and St. Anne Catholic School will also be going back today. Kindergarten through 7th and 9th graders in the South Brown County School District will also be returning. And in the Missouri side, the Barstow School, Frontier School of Innovation, and University Academy will all be going back to school today. So if you can't tell from where I'm sitting, I am here in the driver's seat of a school bus. We've been teasing it all morning long, and Tony, you taught me about 10 minutes ago how to drive this bus. I'm going to hand the mic over to you, but can you just explain to folks as I attempt to get this thing going what people need to know and why you're trying to recruit more bus drivers?
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having us. It's pretty easy. Currently, right now, we need about 13 drivers and about 10 aides. To get your driver's license, you have to go take a few written tests to get your commercial permit. And then after you're done with that, you'll come and train with us for about 3 weeks. As you can see, Jamie's doing an amazing job. It's pretty easy. We will take you step by step through the process, and eventually you'll take your driving test to get your commercial driver's license.
So what you're saying is the fact that I'm doing this right now, I'm about to make a turn, I don't have my CDL.
Unfortunately, no. Wish it was that easy, but as we stated, it only takes about 3 weeks from start to finish for us to be able to get you your actual commercial driver's license.
And one more question I have for you, Tony, as I attempt to do this turn. You're obviously hiring bus drivers, you're hiring bus aides. What is it about working for the Lee Summit School District that you think would entice people to sign up to be a school bus driver?
I mean, we definitely have just the flexibility. You're able to work in the morning for just a few hours, and then we also work in the PM for a few hours. You're able to have really a flexible shift. We have great benefits. There's just a lot of great things going on in our school district that really would make people want to work here.
Perfect. I'm going to pull over so I can give the rest of the people what they need to know as far as First News goes. Let me stop the bus here. Hopefully no one's going to pull out in the next minute. But thank you, Tony. What we can go ahead and tell you is here on First News, we're going to just be getting you ready for back to school for the next couple of weeks. We know more schools are returning on the Kansas side of the metro tomorrow and on Monday, but the big back to school blast happening in Missouri kicks off on Monday. We're going to be here to bring you all of it on First News every weekday morning starting at 4:30. So Cody, I'm going to send it back to you. Safe to say school bus driver might not be the job for me, but I'm sure it's going to be the job for a lot of people out there. So if you're interested, you should apply.
Yeah, good form though, Jamie. Good job.
I'm taking you behind the wheel in Lee Summit. I'm talking to the school district to tell you what you need to know if you want to become a school bus driver. Hey, good morning, Cody. Yeah, that's exactly right. We've got 6 days ago until Lee Summit schools return to class next week, but we do know that there are several other school districts that are returning to school for the first day today on both sides of the state line. Let's give you a run through of those schools returning back, starting off on the Kansas side of the metro. Baldwin City, Brown County, Hiawatha, Jayhawk, McLouth are all returning today. St. Agnes Catholic School and St. Anne Catholic School are also returning today. Kindergarten through 7th and 9th graders in the South Brown County School District will also be going back to school as well. And on the Missouri side of the metro, the Barstow School, Frontier School of Innovation, and University Academy will all be returning to school today. So as we mentioned, we are here in Lee Summit. One of the main reasons is we are here as the district is trying to recruit some more bus drivers. So I'm now joined by Dr. David Carlson. You are the Assistant Superintendent of HR. You are in charge of hiring any and every position in the district. So you were telling me just minutes ago that the Lee Summit School District is actually the biggest employer here in the city. Can you talk about what positions you are hoping to fill and why, and what that means to you?
We are. That's right, Jamie. We actually, and we're proud of that. We have over 3,000 employees in Lee Summit that work for our district, and we say that the reason people come to our community is because of our great schools and the impact they have on kids here.
And let's talk about some of the benefits of driving. We've heard throughout the morning that you can get trained to get your CDL license to become a bus driver here, but you're hiring not just bus drivers, but bus aides as well. So what should people keep in mind if they decide to apply here?
That's right, yes. Bus drivers are going to start at $20 an hour, paid training, but we also offer great benefits, medical, dental, vision. We have a great retirement program. Short-term medical leave, long-term disability. Our Board of Education, our leaders, also really prioritize taking great care of our people so they can take great care of our kids.
And my last question for you is, I've seen a lot of different bus drivers throughout the morning, just kind of getting around, getting practice just before the first day next week. This is, it's a career for some people. It's a second career for a lot of people. Who are you looking to hire for some of these roles?
You know, it's interesting. We have a very diverse group of folks that this might be one of their first jobs, but we also have folks that used to be doctors, chiropractors. They used to be running companies, and they've chosen to drive bus drivers as a second chapter career. And so really it's for anyone that has a heart for kids and wants to drive one of these great yellow buses around like you did earlier.
I did it. I know it's not for me, but I'm sure it is for someone else. Dr. Carlson, thank you for chatting with us. And of course, it is the first day of school for a lot of other districts around the metro. And we know that there are some organizations that are actually taking some time to celebrate, including School Smart KC. As the school year kicks off, they are recognizing Kansas City educators that are going above and beyond. Tonight is the 6th annual Excellence in Education Awards. They're going to be giving out more than $200,000 in awards to Kansas City teachers, school leaders, administrators, and support staff. It's courtesy of School Smart KC and the Kansas City Royals Foundation. There's a ceremony happening tonight at Kauffman Stadium at the Diamond Club. It all starts at 6 o'clock. And it's not just back to school season for your K through 12. It's also back to school season for colleges. It's going to be move-in day for one school here in the area. It is Washburn University in Topeka. So it is just a tradition to be able to head out to the dorms and start a brand new chapter. And it's just the start of a great school year to welcome kids back. University faculty and staff will be on campus to help students move in today. As for our other local colleges, residence halls at K-State opened up yesterday. New student orientation starts today. At KU and Lawrence, move-in days are next Thursday and Friday. While at Mizzou, move-in days started yesterday in Columbia. Same story with UMKC. At Rockhurst in Kansas City, first-year students will move in a week from tomorrow, while returning students move in next Saturday. So we know that was a lot of information we just shared with you, but here's the good news. You can stick with KMBC 9 First News all next week as we continue to get you prepared for back to school with our live team coverage here 4:30 a.m. every day. And stick with us throughout the morning. Coming up in our next hour on KCWE First News, we will continue to share the stories and meet some of the bus drivers here at Lee Summit School District, share why they wanted to become bus drivers. And Cody, we're just telling you everything you need to know so that way your kids are prepared to head back to class. I'll send it back to you.
Makes sense. Yeah, as you said, an exciting time, Jamie. Thank you.
That's exactly right, Donna. Good morning. Yes, we're not freaking out any parents with Lee Summit. We're just letting you know that the district is already preparing for school, even though it doesn't start till next week. However, there are plenty of kiddos who are going back to class today on both sides of the state line. So let's give you a full rundown, starting off on the Kansas side of the metro. So some of the schools going back to class today include Baldwin City, Brown County, Hiawatha, Jayhawk, and McLeod. St. Agnes Catholic School and St. Anne Catholic School will also go back today. Kindergarten through 7th and 9th graders in the South Brown County School District will be returning as well. And in Missouri, the Barstow School, Frontier School of Innovation, and University Academy will also all be returning today. So like we mentioned, Donna, we are here in Lee Summit just to talk about how the district is preparing for the first day of school, which is next Wednesday, not today. So one of the things that the district is doing is they are pushing for more school bus drivers, including John. You are a bus driver here, and part of why we wanted to talk to you is a lot of folks may not realize that being a school bus driver, it doesn't have to be, your full career for your whole life. It's actually a second career for a lot of folks, including you. And can you share your journey as to how you became a bus driver?
Yeah, I worked for a newspaper. I lost my position in 2018. Came here, didn't really think about it being 7 years later, still being here. But in all honesty, this has been a great landing spot for me. It's a blessing to work here. I have the best coworkers I have ever had, any place I've ever worked. It is a happy place to work. You walk inside, people are smiling. You go in the driver's lounge, there's laughter. It's just a great place to work.
And you were telling me just some of the memories you've had over the last 7 years of being a school bus driver. And we were talking about the experience you had back in 2020, 2021 of driving during the pandemic. Do you have a favorite memory that stands out of being a bus driver?
When the schools were closed, we still drove our routes, and we would go through the neighborhoods delivering sack lunches. And it was good to see the kids and the parents at the bus stop. And it was fun to see them, to see smiles on their faces. And we had a great time handing out the sack lunches. That was a great memory.
And my last question for you, John, is, of course, first day of school is next week. Do you still get all these years later, like the back to school jitters, the anticipation?
It's just great to see everybody again. It's good to be back in the routine. The kids are happy to be going back to school. They're excited about seeing their teachers, and we're glad to see them.
Well, we're glad to see you, John. Thank you for sharing your story with us. And this is one of many back-to-school stories we're going to be sharing with you throughout the next couple of weeks right here on KMBC 9 First News and on KCWE. So make sure you stick with us all next week because we've got a couple more schools in Kansas and Missouri that return tomorrow. But next week is the big blowout push for back-to-school in the state of Missouri. We're going to be there for you live every morning starting at 4:30 right here on KMBC 9 and KCWE, getting you prepared. And Donna, we're here for it. We're ready for it, even if maybe there's a couple kids who aren't excited about the first day. That's right, Donna. Good morning. So they are getting ready here at the Lee Summit School District. We are here at their transportation center where I've been watching a lot of drivers head out, get ready on the school buses. But we know plenty of districts are returning to class today. Let's run you through the list of schools returning. Starting off on the Kansas side of the metro, some of those schools include Baldwin City, Brown County, Hiawatha, Jayhawk, McLouth, St. Agnes Catholic School, and St. Anne Catholic School will also be going back today. Kindergarten through 7th and 9th graders in the South Brown County School District will be returning as well. In Missouri, the Barstow School, Frontier School of Innovation, and University Academy will all be heading back to school today. So we've been talking about it all morning long. Donna, I heard you and Katie talk about it. I got to drive a bus. They are looking for more bus drivers here in the Lee Summit School Department. So I want to bring in one of many school bus drivers here. And, we were talking about just your experience becoming a school bus driver. You started off as a bus aide, then became a bus driver. Do you want to just share your journey of how you decided to become a bus driver and an aide?
Yeah, so I started as an aide, which pretty much you kind of help out the driver in the back with the kids who need extra assistance. And then I decided to try a little bit, something new. I wanted to try on a new challenge, so that's why I became a bus driver. Kind of like the driving feeling of it, so that's pretty much why.
And so, Gabby, you had this experience getting to do sort of both ends, working as an aide, working as a driver. What has been a favorite memory you've had when you think back to your experiences over the last few years?
So I have a lot of them. It's kind of hard to pick, but one of the ones that stood out the most was I drove a student for a few years, and he kind of disappeared. He grew up, he started driving himself, and just last year he showed up again to kind of come and say hi to me every day, talk to me about his school day. So it was kind of nice to know that I was be able to be there for him whenever he needed somebody to talk to. So.
That's so exciting. And, I'm sure there's a lot of emotions when you think about the fact that school is back in session next Wednesday, the 21st. Is there anything you want to say to all the kids that you are going to be picking up next week?
Yes, I'm just going to say I'm so excited to get back in the year. My bus, we always have a lot of fun, different activities throughout the year. I know it seems kind of hard, like thinking you're always just driving, but I personally like to do extra activities with them whenever I can. So I'm excited to start that out again.
Well, we're excited for you, Gabby. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. And we do want to mention, if you are interested in becoming a bus driver here in the Lee Summit School District, they do offer some training here. So if you need to get your CDL certification, they will train you and pay you for that as well. So we've been talking a lot about back to school. And even though the new school year hasn't started in Lee Summit, it started elsewhere around the metro. And we know that it takes a lot to be a good leader in the school district. So there are some celebrations happening today just to recognize educators going above and beyond. So tonight is the 6th Annual Excellence in Education Awards. They're going to be giving out more than $200,000 in awards to Kansas City teachers, school leaders, administrators, and support staff. It's all courtesy of School Smart KC and the Kansas City Royals Foundation. Tonight's award ceremony is going to be happening at Kauffman Stadium's Diamond Club starting at 6 o'clock tonight. And not only is it back to school season for your K through 12 schools, your private schools, your public schools here in the metro, it's also back to school for college. And we wanted to share that it is move-in day in Topeka for students at the University of Washburn. It is an annual tradition to mark the start of the school year and welcome back students. University faculty and staff are going to be on campus to help students move in today. And as for our local colleges, residence halls at K-State opened yesterday. New student orientation starts today. At KU and Lawrence, move-in days are next Thursday and Friday, while at Mizzou, move-in days started yesterday in Columbia. It is the same with UMKC. At Rockhurst in Kansas City, first-year students students will move in a week from tomorrow, while returning students move in next Saturday. Make sure you stay with KMBC 9 News for back-to-school coverage all month long. And we know that there are some more schools returning on the Kansas side tomorrow and on Monday. But we also know Monday, that is the big push where we're going to see a lot more districts in Missouri head back. So again, Donna, we just want to encourage everyone to stick with us throughout the next couple meets. Honestly, for the remainder of this month, stick with First News every morning starting at 4:30. We've got all the back-to-school information you're going to need, and we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. I'll send it back to you.
JB, I'm glad that you're getting the word out, not just about their needs,